My name is Francesco Franzese. Some people call me Chesco. Some people call me Let's Go Chesco, right? When I get a lot of energy, I get excited, right? There's a lot of things that I can tell you about myself, but I don't think any of that is really important. What's important is why you should even listen to what I'm saying, right? And why I'm here to help you guys. And really, I've been through, let's just say, you guys know what a roller coaster is? You heard of a roller coaster? You know what a roller coaster is? It's like a ride at a theme park, right? And basically what that means is sometimes there's some ups and sometimes there's some downs, right? And you guys probably know what a peak is or a valley or a mountain, right? Right. I like to say that the peaks and the valleys and the mountains and the hills are not places, they're perspectives, right? Where we are is not who we are. It's all about who we believe we are based on God who said who we are, right? Today, I'm just super excited. I feel like I've been wanting to talk and to you guys for a long time, and it just came upon me the other day that I need to make some time to do that. And I'm just super excited. So yes, I do have some limited time, but I can probably go over a few minutes because what I'm going to teach today is let me say I was telling you all about me, but what's important about me is I'm a courageous, enthusiastic man of God that takes intentional action with the gifts that I was given. That's who I believe that I am. I'm a courageous, enthusiastic man of God that takes intentional action with the gifts that I was given, right? So everybody believes in God here, right? Raise your hand. You believe in God? Awesome. Awesome. What a great God we do have. And he created us in the image of himself. In the beginning of the Bible, it says that God created us in his image. You guys ever read that before? What that means is that he created us in his image. Well, he created us, right? That means that we're supposed to create, right? So if he created us in his image, that means that we're all creators. Everybody in this room is a creator. And sometimes we feel maybe a little confused or a little lost at times because we end up consuming more than we're creating, right? So there's two different types of people, right? There's consumers and there's producers. Consumers are people that consume everything and they watch what everything is going on through what other people are doing. They pay attention and they compare themselves to other people. They soak in what other people are creating, but they don't take the time out to create for themselves, right? And I think sometimes we pay too much attention focused on consuming information from other people versus building our relationship with God and creating and producing in his image. Does that make sense? Maybe a little bit. All right. But I'm going to break this down because what I'd like to talk to you guys today about is being a creator and getting out of our own head. Sometimes you guys think about getting out of your head. Sometimes, do you guys ever feel like sometimes you're thinking a lot, you're overthinking, and sometimes we're thinking so much that sometimes it could slow us down at times because we're overthinking? Have you ever felt that before? Today, I want to teach you guys. This is going to change your life. This is really going to change your life if you apply it, right? I don't believe that we need more information. I believe that we need more application. And what application means is taking action. I want to. I'm going to ask you guys. Are you guys action takers?
Yes.
Somebody say I'm an action taker.
Somebody should say that. I'm an action taker.
Let's go. Let's go. Good. I want to hear. I want to hear you guys say it. I'm an action taker.
I'm an action taker.
Let's go. What's important here is that we're going to learn today how to get out of our head, right? So we can see that we're winning when we feel like we're losing. Sometimes we take a look at the things that we don't have instead of paying attention to all the great things that we do have. And sometimes we focus on the lack, like the things that we want that we may not have, or the things that are maybe not here. But while we're focused on the thing that we don't have, we're disregarding all the amazing blessings that God's already given us. And I believe sometimes we become consumers because we're consuming what other people are showing us instead of focusing on the gifts that God already gave us, right? Everybody in this planet has been given different gifts, right? But when we take a look at the things other people are doing and we're consuming instead of producing with our gifts, we could get sad. We could get depressed. We can get anxious. We can get worried. We start being fearful because now we're comparing ourselves to someone else that has nothing to do with our assignment for life, right? So today I'm going to teach you guys something called the focus framework. I want you guys to write this down. Focus. Focus. Focus, right? And the focus framework is going to help you guys whenever you're going through a tough time, right? And when I say framework, I mean basically it's a system, right? It's a process. It's something that you're going to go through whenever that you're faced with a challenge, as small as it can be or as large as it can be. I'm actually using this right now for myself because my father passed away about a month ago. What I'm going to teach you is something that I'm using right now to help me stop focusing on what's going wrong and focus on what's going right. And I promise you, if you remember this, it's called the focus framework. Somebody say focus.
Focus.
Right, focus. Perfect. I believe that I can't change your life, but I can help you change the way you look at life. And if you change the way you look at life, the things that you look at in your life will change. Let me repeat that, right? I want to let you guys know that I cannot change your life, but I can help you change the way you look at your life. And if I can help you change the way you look at your life, then the things that are inside of your life will change. Make sense?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever woken up one day and said, "Man, I wish I had that. I'm so mad that I don't have something." Have you ever felt that way before?
Yes.
And have you ever taken a moment to say, "You know what? Let me take a look at the good things I do have, and I'm so grateful for what God has given me." Have you ever felt that? No? Well, today I'm going to teach you how to be able to do that so you can feel better. Because does it feel good when you feel like there's things that you don't have that you want and you can't have them? Right. It does not feel good, right? But if we can shift and adjust our focus and change the way we're looking at things, we can see how blessed and grateful for we are with what we have. Because in the Bible, it says, the one that is faithful with little will be faithful with much. So if we are not happy with the little that we have, we will never be happy when we have more. Make sense? I'm going to take you guys through this framework, the focus framework. Each one of the letters in the word focus means something that's going to help you guys learn how to get out of your head so you can see that you're winning even when you feel like you're losing. Sometimes we feel like we're losing, right? Well, this is going to help you not have to feel that anymore. We're going to start with the F. In order for us to get out of our head, we have to find our fingers and find our toes. I need everybody in this classroom today to snap your fingers, put down your pencils and snap your fingers. Now wiggle your toes a little bit, right? Congratulations, you're out of your head. You're not thinking anymore. You're just doing, right? And in order for us to fix the way that we're thinking and our mindset, we must get out of our head. Anytime that we feel frustrated or we feel aggravated or we feel sad or upset or depressed, remember, F, find your fingers, find your toes, right? So the F stands for find your fingers, find your toes. I'm sure most of you guys have fingers and toes, right? All right, then we're doing okay. All right, the O stands for observation. Observation. And what this means is that sometimes we look at the things that are going on in our life and we see an obstacle, right? We see a challenge. We see something that maybe is not what we wanted to happen. Maybe something happened in our life that we did not want to happen, and it's an obstacle, right? Well, obstacles give us the opportunity to grow because these are things that we would not have asked for. I would not have asked for a skin disease that I had when I was a child. I would not have asked for my family to fall apart because of things that happened years ago. I would not have asked for my father to recently pass away, right? I would not have asked for these things. I look at them as obstacles in my life. But I ask myself, why is this a good thing? What is happening in this moment that's making me better? See, the things that in life, when things are going the way that we want them to, we're usually not being challenged to grow. And when people say when it rains, it pours. Have you ever heard that before? When it rains, it pours. Have you ever heard that statement before? When it rains, it pours. Have you ever heard that? No? Some people will say when it rains, it pours, meaning that every time it starts to rain, things just get bad, right? When the rain comes, things get difficult. And when I say rain, I mean like hard times in life, right? Whether it's family, whether it's friends, whatever it may be, right? We feel like when it rains, that's a bad thing. But I want to help you guys understand that have you ever seen a flower grow with no water? Have you ever seen any plants grow with no water?
No.
I want you to remember this, right? No rain, no flowers. No rain, no flowers. Write this down because you can't have flowers without rain. So, no rain, no flowers. And that means without the rain, there will be no flowers, right? Without us growing and becoming stronger, we must go through difficult times. Can anybody do a push up? Any you guys do a push up? I'm not going to ask you to do that now, but can you do push ups? Can you do a push up? You know what a push up is?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. When you do a bunch of push ups, does it feel good?
No.
No, no, it doesn't, right? It starts to hurt and you feel pain, right? But what happens after you rest and a few days go by? Can you do more push ups or less?
More.
More because you're getting what? You're getting stronger,
Yes.
right? So everything must go down before it goes up. And everything that feels difficult makes us stronger if we keep going, right? So the F is find your fingers, find your toes, but the O is observation. So if we observe our situation, we can change everything, right? Looking at the things that are think about something right now. You guys are going through something right now in life that's causing you to maybe be a little upset, right? Is there anything that you're learning how to do new in this moment that you would not have learned if these things did not come? Let me say that a little different way, right? Let's say for instance, you're in a situation and something has anybody lost maybe a family member before?
Yes.
Yes. It doesn't feel good, right?
Yes.
It doesn't feel good. But when that happens, does that make us have to figure things out to become more independent, more of a leader ourselves, to then learn how to do things that we wouldn't have done before, right? God allows things to happen in our life because he has a plan for our life. And if everything was always feeling good, we would never grow. Every time that you're going through an obstacle or a challenge, I want you to think, why is this a good thing? And what is happening right now to me that I can change the way I'm looking at this? Now, let me go into the C, right? The letter C, right? You guys write this down. C stands for clarity. 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 And clarity sometimes cannot happen. Does everybody know what clarity means? It means to make things clear. Maybe you want to write that down. Just write the word clear next to it. Clear, maybe parentheses or the word clear, right? I want you to think about this. When you're have any of you guys, I don't know, how would I say this? Has anybody been on an airplane before? Have you seen a movie? Have you seen a TV show? Have you seen something when somebody is in an airplane? Have you seen that before?
Yes.
When somebody is in an airplane and before the plane takes off, right? You're on the land. And when the plane takes off, the higher that you go, the smaller things look. Like if you look out the window, the buildings and the town will start to look smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller the further away that you get further away that you get from it, right? Let me give you another analogy. Is there anywhere in your town where there's a lot of trees? Is there anywhere where there's trees around?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I want you to think about this. If you're standing next to a tree, can you see around the tree when you're really close to it? If you're standing next to a tree, can you see through the tree when you're really next to it?
No.
But if you take a few steps back, can you start to see around the tree? This is what I mean by clear and clarity. Making yourself step away from what it is that you're next to will cause you to look at things a little bit differently because you're zooming out. Does everybody understand that? Zooming out. If you have a camera, right, and you are taking a picture of something very close, would the picture look different if you step away very far?
Good.
That's what we have to do with what it is that we're going through. We have to zoom out. If you were to be in a city and you are walking into a building, the building looks really big. But if you went to the top of the building, right, and you looked around, everything would start to look smaller because you've actually distanced yourself from the situation. Hopefully you guys are understanding what I'm saying is that sometimes when you're too close to something, you can't see what's going on. So you have to take a break. You have to take a walk, take a deep breath, do something to help you separate yourself from the current situation so you can zoom out and see how it's very small. Think about this. If you went to outer space in a spaceship, right? And you looked at the Earth, would the Earth look big or small? Right. The further that you get away from something, the smaller you see that that problem is. Does that make sense? We got the F. Find your fingers, find your toes, right? We get out of our head for a minute. Then we get the O, which is observation. We're able to say, is this an obstacle or an opportunity? Well, it's an opportunity for us to grow. Instead of us being upset about the situation, we can be grateful that we have a situation, right? So then we can go to the C, which is clarity, which is clear, zooming out. I like to say you can't see the forest when you're standing next to a tree, right? You can't see the whole town when you're standing next to the side of a building. So you have to step back. You have to step away, right? Now we have the U. This is my favorite one of all. This one here is, what are we using? Using, the word using, U-S-I-N-G. What are we using? This one might be a little difficult to understand, but if you can understand this, this will change your life. Sometimes we think that there's new things that we need to know in order for us to grow. Sometimes we think that the only way that we can grow is when we find out something new that we need to know. But I'm here to tell you that it's not what you don't know that holds you back. It's what you do know that you hold on to. That's not a fact. It's not what you don't know that holds you back. Sometimes it's what you hold on to. That's not a fact, right? What I want to say to that is that not everything that we learn is true. And sometimes we grow up learning what we were given to learn, and some of those things we hold on to too long, like thinking big, right? And thinking about what God can really do in our lives. Sometimes we are told, hey, just go and do this and do this and do this, and that's what you need to do with your life. I'm sure that we all have parents and other influences and mentors that will tell us to do something. Now, one of the things that I had to let go of was thinking that when somebody did something wrong to me, I needed to do something wrong to them. When somebody hurt me, I needed to hurt them. When somebody made fun of me, I had to make fun of them. When somebody picked on me, I had to pick on them. And my life got better when I realized that Jesus died. We are to be forgiven. And in the Bible, it says, if you want to be forgiven, you must forgive other people. When somebody does something wrong to you or makes you upset or hurts your feelings or picks on you or says something about you that makes you not feel good, just know this. Holding on to the old thought of I must do something to them to make them feel how I felt does nothing good. Letting go of that thought is far greater than trying to learn something new. I call this unlearn and relearn. Unlearn and relearn. In order for us to take in something new, we must let go of what it is that we're going through, right? So we must let go to grow. I want you guys to write that down. Let go to grow. We must let go of the things that we know are not serving us. They're not the right things to do. We must let go in order to grow. Let go to grow. Because if we want to learn something new, we need to learn that with a new mindset, right? So, does that make sense? Cool. What I want to say to that is that if you are ever hurt, hurting somebody else doesn't do anything good. And when you are mad and you hold on to that anger, that's like drinking poison and wanting somebody else to get hurt. You're not hurting them, you're hurting yourself because you're holding on to the anger. And when you're able to find people that you love and trust to be able to say, hey, I want to let this go, I forgive that person, you then start to have peace in your life. And that's what leaders do. Leaders let go because they know in order to grow, they must let it go. Whether that's something that you've learned before on how to do something, when someone else comes along, or if God may be giving you a message or you learn in school about how to do something differently, just know that that new thing that you want to do may not start to work until you make room for it. You must make room for what is new in your mind because you have the thoughts and beliefs that you currently have, but until you let those go, you can't make room for what's going to help you grow. Make sense? It's not always something new. It's something that we've been believing that's not true. It's not something that's always, it's not always something that's new. It's something that we're believing that's not true. Then we have an S. We have the F, O, C, U, and S. Here is the most important of all. S stands for small steps. Small steps. Have you ever thought about doing something, but then you think about maybe how long it will take, so then you don't do it? Do you have any ideas on doing something that maybe may seem like it may take a very long time? One thing that I learned was with planting vegetables, what I've learned from planting vegetables is that I've learned that not everything happens when you want it to. You don't put a seed in the ground and then tomorrow you have a apple tree, right? Right. We have to know that in order for us to change the way that we think and help ourselves when we go through tough situations and we use this focus framework, we must use this in order for it to work. Everything starts with small steps. There's an old quote that I didn't make this up, but I'll help make it famous. I don't know who came up with it, but they said that the journey of 100,000 miles starts with one single step, right? Everything starts with one step. I like to say, you guys have heard the word accountability before. Accountability is meaning that we need to forgive ourselves for what we've done, but take responsibility for everything that we need to do going forward, right? And we need to, I call it ownership. I like to say accountability and ownership are the same things because ownership allows us to own our situation and own our future by saying that we are only people that are going to help ourselves, right? And it doesn't mean that we can't be helped by other people. We can all work together as a team, but ultimately the decision on you wanting to change for the better is going to be on you. We have to own that, right? I say we take ownership, we take action, then we take off, right? We take ownership, we take action, and we take off. We take ownership by finding our fingers, finding our toes, getting out of our head, observing the situation. Why is this a good thing? It's not a bad thing. Then we zoom out and we take a look and we step back and we say, you know what? Maybe this situation is really small. I maybe not have everything that I want, but I have everything that I need. And I'm not in a situation that could be far worse than what I'm in, right? And then we unlearn and we relearn. But the small steps is really knowing that without action, nothing happens, right? And I want to share something with you guys before I go is that, and this may sound a little deep, right? But it helps me when sometimes I feel like I'm losing, but I'm really winning. Because there are people today that are in a hospital, right? and they may not make it today. They may not live through today, live through this week. I wake up every single morning and I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for every single morning. Somebody told me back in 2017 that 150,000, right? People, that's a lot of people, right? 150,000 people will not get the chance to wake up today. Every single day, 150,000 people won't get the chance to wake up today. But I look in the mirror and I say, thank you, God, for waking me up. When I feel like I'm losing, I'm really winning. I just have to adjust my focus. I want you guys to take your right hand and put it over your heart really quick, right? Everybody put it over your heart and tell me if you can feel something. Hopefully you do. You could feel that. Anytime that you feel like you're in a situation where you feel like you're losing, put your hand over your heart because that means you're winning. If you can feel that heartbeat, that means you're winning because 150,000 people will not feel that today, but you did. We can look at all of the things in life that we don't have right now, but there are people that are in a hospital bed that will give everything that they have, everything that they have, everything that they have to have that. When we think that the most valuable things, the most important things, the coolest things, the toys, the cars, all of these things that we think that we see other people have that we may not have, it's not as important as this because God woke you up today. I like to say that means he's not done with us yet. And today, he may just be getting started. We have to take accountability and adjust our focus. Anytime that we're thinking that something is really feeling bad, if we adjust our focus, we can see that we're winning. And when I do this, I mean that like changing the lens, like a camera lens, right? Pretend that your eyes are like camera lenses and you decide the focus that your lenses actually see because we don't experience life. We experience the life that we focus on. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. Let me ask you guys, is anything that I said, what stands out to you the most?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Wow. God bless you so much for your value added to our life. One of the most, my takeaway was the forgiveness aspect. The forgiveness aspect. I wasn't that type. Now I keep things into myself a lot. When someone does something to me, I try to hold that anger, but by the grace of God and also intervention of this leadership class, in fact, I have been now improving. I have seen growth in my life in forgiving aspect a lot. As we said, Jesus Christ said you should forgive others. And when you are holding against someone, something against someone, it is not the person who is losing, no, but it is you. As we said, it is me that you have drunk a poison and you are expecting your brother to die, which is impossible. You are going to die. A whole lot of things I learned so much from you. May God bless you. But I'm sharing only one about the forgiveness aspect. May God bless you in Jesus' name. Amen.
God bless you too. God bless you too. Thank you for sharing. That makes me feel good. Thank you so much. Anybody else?
My name is Godfred. And one thing I have learned is being grateful for what God has done for me. Because in a day, over 150,000 people dying a day is too big for me. But I'm not dead. I'm alive by God's grace. Then today I've seen that it's by the grace of God. And also, I'm not losing, but I'm gaining. That's why I'm still alive. That's why God did not kill me. That's why God made this day for me. So I'm really grateful. That's the great thing I've learned from this lesson.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. Let's go. Let's go. Way to go, Godfrey. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Hi, I'm Blessing. I also learned that where we are is not who we are. So we shouldn't underrate ourselves that why did God gave me this parent? Why did God give me these people? Why did God give me this family? No, God have a purpose for us. That's why He has put in us where we are now. So we shouldn't say where I am is where who I am.
That's good. That's good. It's really good. Thank you for sharing. It's so good.
I'm Philip, and I also learned that I need to let something go for me to grow. So if I want to grow, then I have to sacrifice something to grow. I can't say I want to grow, then I'm doing some things that I'm doing. I have to sacrifice some things that I'm doing to grow.
So good. That's so good. Thank you for sharing. Man, that's so good. I'm so glad that you guys are taking away so much from this message. It means a lot.
Hi, my name is Linda, and I also learned that God allows whatever that happened to us because He has a plan for our lives, knowing perfectly well that all the storms that we are going into will shape us for the better. So I shouldn't complain. That's what I learned.
Thank you for sharing. That's so true. That's so good. So good. So good.
I'm Daniel. One thing I learned is that obstacles comes to prepare me. Obstacles come to make me who I am. If there is no rain, no flowers, so the rains come so that I can be who I am. Thank you.
All right, you're so welcome. Thank you for sharing. That's so good. So good.
Hi, I'm Kelvin. One thing I learned is about the forgiveness aspect. As you were talking, I got to know that if I want my sins to be forgiven as a human being, I must first forgive others, because even Jesus Christ, who did not sin, when he was on the cross, he said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. But as for me, I have sinned a lot. If I want God to forgive me, I also have to forgive others first. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's so good. So true. So true. So true. That was actually one of the first things that Jesus said when he came back, when he resurrected from the dead. That's when he told the disciples, he said that in order for you guys to be forgiven, you must forgive everyone else. That's so powerful. Thank you for sharing.
I'm Christopher. What I learned is that no rain, no flowers. If Jesus Christ didn't pass through on the cross and didn't die for our sins, we wouldn't get to sit on the right hand side of God. If I don't pass through a lot of problems, I can't become who I am.
So true. So true. Good job. Thank you. So good. Cool. Man, I'm so grateful that you guys were able to take away a lot from this time.
Hi, please. My name is Aaron, and I learned from what you share with us today is that I have to be grateful because many people in this world did not get the privilege to wake up this morning. But me, I'm here as a human being to complete all what God has given me to do on this earth before I die.
Thank you for sharing. So good. So good. It's all about gratitude. So good.
Hi, I'm Karina, and what I learned from all you share is no rain, no flowers. And I learned from this that whenever I want to succeed, I will pass through difficulties or obstacles to succeed. Thank you.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you guys for paying attention.
Hi, my name is Susanna, and one thing I learned from this lesson is that small steps. We take ownership by finding your fingers, finding your toes. Without action, nothing happens. So that's what I learned.
That's good. That's good. Thank you for sharing. So true.
I'm Grace, and I want to share on this lesson. If we observe our situation, we can find a change from it.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Thank you for sharing.
I am Lucy. One thing that I learned is that I shouldn't give up when there is an obstacle.
Thank you for sharing. So true.
I am Cletus, and one thing I learned from this lesson is that I should be happy of the small I have. If I didn't be happy, then I won't also be happy of the big I have. So I should be happy of the small I have.
So true. Thank you for sharing.
Hi, I'm Nancy. What I learned from this lesson is that God created me in His own image and likeness. Thank you.
So good. So good.
Hi, I'm Anita. What I learned from what you shared is being a creator. I learned that God have created me for a purpose. Thank you.
You're welcome. So good. So good. So good. I'm so grateful that you guys were able to take away a lot.
I think that is all for the questions. If you have any last words before you leave us.
No, I think what I would want to ask you guys is, would you want me to come back and do something like this again? Good. Well, it's definitely we can schedule another time to do something like this. I think it's really important for us to always work on our mindset. When we think about the word mindset, it's how we set our mind, right? So it's like how we set our mind when we wake up in the morning allows us to see how we're going to view things. Because I like to say, how we view things is how we do things, right? How we view things is how we do things. When we set our mind to see the goodness in our life, then throughout the day, we will focus on the goodness in our life. I would love to come back and share some other messages that I have. And if there's anything that maybe, is a topic that anyone would like to know more about, I would love to come back and share. But just grateful to be here with you guys today. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so we are truly grateful for this privilege, for you to make the time out of your busy schedule to join us today and allow God to use you to pour into our lives this afternoon, even though it is morning there. We are truly grateful because I believe it is priceless, because many people would have to pay for this information you've given unto us. And so I cannot be grateful enough for saying yes and for being able to show up today. And definitely, like they definitely would want to see you more. As and when you'll be able to really make the time, would always be available to really receive this value that God would want to put. We are truly grateful, and we'll say God will truly bless you and then continue to increase you in wisdom, in knowledge, and understanding, so that you will have more to also pour into us. Thank you so much for the time you spent with us, and we are definitely looking forward to more of these meetings. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And we can talk and we'll figure that out. Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys have a blessed day. God bless all you guys. Have a good day and a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
See you guys.